Build42 brought us many new and improved locations to explore, with B42 Stable changing the map even further. In this video I'll go over every town and every location and I'll rank them, because tier lists are fun. Alright, let's get to the list. As you can see, there's a couple more places than you'd expect on the list. We are taking this seriously. So, starting with Brandenburg. This town is a new addition to the game, not present in Build 41. However, it has not been changed between B42-19 and B42.20, meaning it's a bit lacking compared to the spawn towns. Nevertheless, it does have most of the standard amenities, including a fire department, a large school, a gun shop, a bookstore, some shops, medicals, etc. Though it has no VHS store. The only highlights of the town are PS Delilah and the uniquely destroyed area. While the ship has some potential to be an interesting base, the rest of the town is a bit bland. I'd put it in fine tier. By the way, I'll count the Bright Valley Trailer Park as part of the town, they're basically connected. Next on the list is Dixie, which is a trailer park lying on the same highway as Muldraugh, with some amenities further down the road. Thanks to being fairly far from any proper urban areas, it's very easy to clear this place, and it does have a gas station, both in the park and down the road. Unfortunately, this area has basically no farming animals nor a water source nearby, meaning it's fully dependent on trapping or hunting and rain collectors. That makes it quite a poor place to live permanently, with the farms closer to Muldraugh being better than the whole Dixie trailer park. I can only put this location in the lowest tier. Then comes the dark Wallow Lake, which doesn't have much going on. It's a giant lake surrounded by some houses, that's about it. Any larger POIs around it are way too populated to clear without good preparation. There's a gas station on the road leading to this place, so that's nice, but I think the main attraction is that you can easily build a bridge leading to one of the islands on the lake and live there for maximum unmatched safety and coziness. There's antique stoves in the houses nearby, so there's that too. There's not much to rate really, but the place is undoubtedly unique, even if left completely untouched in the B42.20 map glow-up. I'd say it's fine. Next, the Doe Valley Forest, which is an area far to the west from Riverside. It's pretty large, with three main points of interest. The abandoned orphanage deep in the forest, the western-themed coalfield town with some useful points of interest nearby to the south, and the Meatshear Estate, which is a fully fenced-off gated community. Both the orphanage and coalfield have easy water access, and Meatshear is extremely secure. Really, the area isn't bad, all things considered. The only downside is that some of those places have some sort of a problem. The road leading to the orphanage goes through a river, but the bridge there doesn't exist, so the vehicle access is horrible, and Meatshear Estate has no water sources nearby. Still, wherever you choose to live, the Doe Valley Forest has everything you need for a rural playthrough. It's great. Now, the Doe Valley itself neighbors the forest, and lies right between Rosewood and Fallas Lake. It's mostly farmlands and random houses, though it does have some points of interest, with a small commercial area to the west, having a gas station, a military surplus store, and some more. Overall, nothing special. It doesn't have anything new or unique, other than being close to Rosewood and Fallas Lake. It's just average. Next is Echo Creek, which unfortunately is still work in progress, which was the reason for removing it from the Apocalypse Spawn Towns list. Other than two great car-related POIs right next to one another and Guns Unlimited down the road, it has nothing interesting going on. Though it does have both low population and water access from a river. It's definitely an average town, though in the future it will definitely be elevated to another level. Then we check out Ekron, which is a nice town at the edge of the map, far to the west. While being fairly small, it has some incredible points of interest, as well as arguably the best farms in the game, and all of that combined with access to water from nearby lakes. It also has really low population. It's a perfect town for a cozy playthrough if you wanted to try something new. And now we get to the completely revamped Fallas Lake, which is now a beautiful and rich town in the very middle of the map. It has almost every necessary POI for a proper town, easy water access from the two lakes nearby, low population and farmlands all around. And it also has a forest for wood access. Between having a lot of base locations, both in and out of the town, great loot, low pop and great food sources, as well as being in the very middle of the map, it's an incredible S-tier choice. Unfortunately, I can't say the same about Irvington, which kinda just sucks. Yes, it has the basic POIs, a school, a fire department, a VHS store, some gun stores and gas stations, yada yada yada. But the town itself is just very boring and bland, nothing special, especially compared to Riverside and Rosewood. The only thing keeping it from the lowest tier is that it has a racing track to the northwest which can spawn very rare sports cars. If you are looking for a nice place to live though, you're in for a disappointment. Now, if you are looking for a truly weird and random place to live in, you can try the Louisville Airport. It has everything you need to survive, with a bunch of factories nearby and a pretty sizable body of water. Yeah, sure, it's ugly and hard to get to, but it's a viable option, technically speaking. A solid average can be given. As for the Louisville itself, well, it's a bit of a complicated one. There's a lot of areas in the city, all of them horrible in terms of population, but the city is absolutely filled with loot. It's a completely endgame place, and that's what it's great for. Having those fights against giant hordes or looting giant stores and malls. Early game it's probably a death sentence for most players. Overall it's definitely great, but you should remember that it's not really viable until you have enough bullets to recreate World War II. This piece of garbage lands straight in the lowest tier. Actually, no, it's so bad it needs a new tier. Here, that's better. Martridge is the worst place on the map. In fact, I'm convinced the map would not get worse if you fully removed the town from the game. It has a grand total of 3 notable POIs. 3. The VHS store, the school and the bunker. And let's be real, most of the time the bunker is not worth looking at. The rest of the town is copy-pasted houses with absurdly high zombie population to town size ratio. Absolutely disgusting. Fortunately, the next place is so much better. The mini Riverside, as I call it, is a small town to the south of Riverside. It has a blacksmith, a gas station, very low population, a river, farm animal spawns, and even a fire watchtower a bit to the west. With Riverside very close by, there's a reason this town got to my top 10 base locations. For that matter, so did the fire watchtower. The town gets a perfect tier, lacking nothing and even having a blacksmith, which is extremely rare. Now, Muldraugh is the original Project Zomboid town, and in B42 Stable it got its houses upgraded. And that's about it. Yeah, the commercial area got some visual upgrades, but it mostly stayed the same. Before B42 Stable, I'd say this is the best town in the game, but now, I'll be honest, it just gets outclassed. It's still great, don't get me wrong, and the town is certainly pretty. Compared to the new Riverside and Rosewood though, it's not that incredible anymore. Previously it had some advantage thanks to its loot and size combined with relatively low population. Well, it's not the only one doing that anymore. Here's the actual top 1 town. Riverside. In B42.19 now, be quite honest, in my opinion there wasn't much going on. Some houses, some shops, pretty chill, near a river. Yeah, now it got all of that times 20 and more. The houses all got overhauled and look sick, the shops and public buildings are unrecognizable, and the new additions elevate this town to extreme new heights. There's also a river flowing through the city now and everything got a lot prettier. And all of that while keeping very low zombie population. There's no competition at the same level, this town is perfect, and if you liked Riverside previously, now it's basically a dream come true. Though, speaking of top ones, some people have different preferences, and Rosewood has been one of the most popular towns for a really long time. Before B42 Stable, it's been a pretty cozy town with a few commercial buildings and the fabled fire department. Well, the devs decided that was not enough, and I'll be honest, I'm grateful. Rosewood is definitely taller now, with larger buildings mixed in with normal houses, for a composition that's absolutely amazing in my opinion, especially with more water added to the area. absolutely perfect. Now, the Scenic Grove Mobile Home Park. Overall, it's just a better Dixie, with easier access to a nearby town, which is also better because it's Riverside. It's fine. Time for the most controversial take, I think. West Point, with its densely populated and rich commercial area, huge residential territories, and a road leading directly to Louisville. West Point lying on the river's coast, with farmlands to the west. West Point, one of the original cities. I honestly think it kind of sucks. It somewhat got the Muldraugh treatment, where not much was changed because the layout was already good enough, so it mostly got visual improvements and house upgrades. Unfortunately, while earlier it would be a great choice because of risk versus reward, now it's just annoyingly filled with Zeds while offering basically the same loot as Riverside or Rosewood, which are both not only way friendlier, especially to beginners, but also prettier. You don't get the Riverside docks, you don't get the Muldraugh architecture, and the town is simply a bit obsolete. The only reason you'd play it is because of personal preference. To be fair, it does have a gun store. One issue is that it's flooded with zombies, and all the other spawn towns have police stations, the Riverside one barely having any Zeds in the area. With all that being said though, I still think that it's definitely viable. It has a lot of loot, and it still looks pretty good, especially compared to Build 41, so it's fine. Still, I recommend that you stay away if you're a beginner. Alright, last but not least. Valley Station is an area, I guess, directly south of Louisville. It gives you plenty of farms to choose from for a base, while having many good POIs around, including a shooting range and a gas station. What this place is most famous for is the Crossroads Mall, which is not a place you should be visiting early on. Fortunately, you can ignore it. There's a bunch of great stores in the area. It's perhaps a bit unusual. I'd say it's Doe Valley Deluxe Edition with monthly subscription. You most certainly won't take hard to get around the place, it's quite large. If you're looking for Echo Creek-esque gameplay but with more attractions, this town is for you. I think it's fine, even if a bit harder to play because of how different it is from the standard towns like Rosewood. Well, that's about it. Let me know your thoughts and remember to subscribe. See you in the next one. Have a great day.